AP, and today we're going to be doing a coding challenge on where we're going to be trying to code a cookie clicker. So what cookie clicker is, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's where you click cookies, you get more cookies. So, and then you can spin these cookies over here in the store where for either upgrades or bench things. So I got like grandma's farms, cursors to help click, and so yeah, and so if you get upgrades, you get more cookies per click. Actually, no, the gram is it says like grammars are twice as efficient. Amps bridging is where you can use both hands, and then like yeah. Anyways, let's get started. So I have a basic JavaScript file going on. I got the HTML with this, and it's just Ga for some reason. I don't know why. And so we got right here, and so yeah, let's get started. Oh, we need a draw function. So what I got here is a text, rect, line, and circle, which is just drawing stuff. So what we got to do is we're just going to make a few variables up here. Well, we don't need to mod this, so we can just shrink these. Thank you. Sublime text. So what we need is we need to create a few things. Is we need to create how much cookies we have. So we have cookies, and that equals 0. We have cookies per second. So cookies per second, 0, and cookies per click, which is 1. So what we got here is we got our draw function, which is we just want to draw a circle. And we just want to draw a canvas dot width divided by dot width. Can't type today. Dot width divided by 2. Canvas dot height divided by 2. Anyways, if you know what I'm talking about, you can watch the first 3 videos. It talks about how to get your first thing, how to get some drawing stuff on, like text, rect, line, and circle. You probably haven't seen the text or the line, but I'll talk about them later on in the tutorial series. But, so what we got to make here is our circle. So, circle is going to be, I don't know, 50 pixels. Actually, let's just do 100 pixels. And it's going to be brown for cookies. So what that should do is, oops, I haven't opened it up. Okay, cookies. Okay, game, not game, it's just a bunch of stuff, tutorial, Ga, and index, HTML. So, yeah, what we got here is we got our sort of cookie, if you could say it's a cookie, and so, yeah, this is what we're going to be doing. Thank you. So, we got ourselves a brown cookie right here, and so what we need to do is, when we click the cookie, like when we somehow click the cookie, we need to get more cookies. So first, let's draw our text at the top. Let's just say text cookies, and we're just going to do 50 pixel Arial, just plain old text, and it's going to be canvas dot width divided by 2. Actually, divide times, nah, I won't do that, I'll just do times 2 minus 100 minus 50 pixels. And then we're going to do canvas dot height times 0.25, which is making it like not directly in the middle, but like the middle of the middle, like, you know, if you know math. So what this should do is it should create, it needs a color as well. So it needs a color black, and this needs to not be this. It needs just to be 25. Let's try that. Bit too low, made too that. Let's just do 15. Okay, there we go. So we got ourselves our cookie and how much cookies we have, which is a step from what we got here. I mean, this is a working version, but it ain't mine. It's or teal.dash.org.net. Cookie Clicker, I'll put the link in the description if you want to play the actual game. But right now, I'm going to do this. Why does it say genetic algorithm? Let me change that real quick. Cookie Clicker. There we go. So, whoops. Save that. And so, what we got right now is our cookie amount. So now we need to do it once we update it. Once we click it, we get our cookie. So I'm going to get a function called get mouse position, which it doesn't come with JavaScript, so I'm just going to get it from one of my online databases or online editors. Oops. We lost the internet connection. Hold on. I told you. Okay, I'm back. I'm going to go in my project, which is from reply.it. And so, what I did here is I just wrote a few things. Here it is. I was trying to find out something, and so it just determines the distance from the center circle and which coordinate it is based on a middle and sideways. So it's like first, second, third, fourth. But we're just going to grab the mouse position function right here, and I'm just going to show you how to use it. So, right here. Draw. So, right here is when your mouse moves, it's going to get the mouse position from the draw function, which you need to put an E there so it can actually grab the event. And so, what it does there, it returns the position X and position Y of a thing. So, once we got that, we could do whatever it needs. So, well, the first thing we need to do is put an E here so it can actually gather the event. So, what we need, what we need to do now is we need to make a document thing. So, okay, so what we need to do is now we need to call it from the canvas. So I'm actually just gonna see what we actually did here. So it's just canvas to add listener, and then so I'm just gonna quickly copy and paste. And so what this is it does it adds an event listener to where it moves. It does the draw function, which means we really don't need to do it. Like we need to do it at least once to start it, but we need to do it also here. So wait, we need to remove this from it. So now it should, wait, no, it didn't save. Okay, so wait, what if okay, see, I need to put my mouse in there. Which makes sense, because you did that. But wait, not here. You go back to reply. So then what we did here is we called it from this, Control C. And so, we got the mouse position. And so, yeah. So, we got the canvas, which is just what I did here, canvas. And so, we also got the position, which is from the get mouse, and get the X and Y from it. So, we got the X, Y, we put them in variables, and now we can actually start playing with the mouse and Y. So, we can just call this like mouse Y, mouse X, and like mouse Y. So, now we have the mouse X and mouse Y coordinates. We can actually start messing around with it. Wait, can we just we can't make this global. Yeah, we can make this var mouse X var mouse Y. So now they're global, and so we can play around with them in the update. So I think this is all we need for the mouse for right now. So now we need to make it to where we also need a click function. We probably don't need. We probably will need update, but you know. So we're also gonna need a click, which is I'm just gonna Control C. Just gonna be like mouse down, and we're just gonna do click. So I'm gonna make a new one called function click. Put the event in there. And so what it does now is every time it clicks, it does what runs here. So now that mouse X and mouse Y are global variables, we can do if, like, we're just gonna console log the mouses, mouse X, mouse Y. See if they're actually like global. Because now we're going to here, we're going to open up our thing here. So now we're going to refresh. Let me just control save. I don't care. And so now every time we click, it actually lists where it is. Like that's 800. Okay, it doesn't work here because you're not actually clicking in it. So it should work now, and now we want it to where we click in here. We want it to add one to cookies. So let's try that out. So the first thing we need to do is just take that out, and we need to click. We're just going to determine where, if it's actually clicking on the cookie. So the cookie is from like 300 to 500. So if mouse, we just say 300 is less than mouse X, but 500 is greater, we can actually say console.log clicked, and so we're just gonna put the mouse X later. I'm gonna clear this. So, oops, console.log. Oh wait, it did save. So now it's like, oh, clicked. Now it's saying clicked anytime. So if 300 is okay. So if mouse X is greater than 300 and mouse X is less than 500. Let's try that. So it's greater than 300 but less than 500. So that means it's not going to say clicked here. Okay, but it is going to say clicked here. Ooh, clicked, not clicked, not clicked. But as you can see, we can click right here and say clicked. That's because we haven't added the Y one. So what we need to do now is we need to add and mouse Y is less than, what is this? No, I need to know. Okay, so that's the sitters, so it'd be 400 by 300. So if that's 100 here, 100 here, that means 300. So it'd be 400, 350. So it'd be 300, 200, and 400. So it'd be 200 is less than, I just say greater than 200, and mouse Y is less than 400. So if all of these conditions are correct, that means that we should get the clicked. So click, click, click. Oh wait, it did save. So can't click, can't not click, not click, not click. Boom, clicked. But as you can see, we can click here, which is a downfall because I don't know how to do circular clicking. And I mean, the distance could be like, we can make a distance function where if distance is like greater than that. So now I'm good. So we're just going to leave it like that, and so it's actually saying clicked. But now we actually want to do something instead of console log clicked, because that ain't going to do as well. So the good thing about it is mouse down only does it once. So once it does it once, it doesn't repeat over and over again. So now we can actually say like cookies plus plus. Actually, I'm just gonna do plus. Yeah, plus plus should work. So that means that this amount should change. Oh no, I can't. I see what's wrong here. So, what is happening is draw's not being repeated, so it's not clearing the. Wait, there's not even a clear thing. Hold on. There you make a rec. So every time a mouse moves, that means it's clearing, and yes. So 0, 0, canvas. This should fix it. Canvas dot height and white. So this is what happens. So every time now it clears it. And so there's not much of a stroke anymore, and that's not much. So every time, oh, there we go. So now it's kind of slow. It's a bit slow. Okay, so what is happening is I think it's because if you move your mouse, it kind of messes up, or it's because this cookie clicker is kind of messing it up. You know what? I'm just gonna. Where is it? How do I save? See, it's a JavaScript game, so options, save. So there we go, save. So I'm just gonna exit that out, make sure that wasn't part of the issue. Now I'm gonna refresh. So now it should work. So here's your amount of cookies. Yay! Cookie clicker, good job us. Yay. So now we actually got our cookie amounts. We could continue on. So I think we should fix the issue where if you mouse move, it should draw. Which, I mean, yeah, but maybe there's another way to do this, like document. Document. And then where? There we go. So it's document instead of canvas. Because then every time we move the canvas, it actually messes it up. So great. Now every time we enter the canvas, it should work. And everything's good. So we got ourselves our cookie clicker. We got 30 cookies. It's all good and grand. But what's the big deal? Like, we only got one cookie per click. Actually, we could just say cookies plus. Yeah, I forgot about this, cookies per click. And so the update function is also with the cookies per second. So I'll just Control C. It really doesn't affect anything, but it will affect us in a minute. So what this does, it should do the same thing. Okay, so the thing we got to do now is we now got to add a shop. So I'm just going to quickly move this off to the side so we can add our shop to the right side. Man, I'm tired out already. So we got to just go 200. And then we can move this text also by 215. So what it does, it just moves it off to the side. Everything should keep the same. Yep. Oh crap, wait. Oh no, now I gotta fix these alignments. Let me do that real quick. So it's 200, that means it's 100 here. And 300. It's okay, that should be the same thing. Okay, back. Now all this should be fixed. It should be click. Oh shit. So now we want to add a shop line over here to have our cookie be able to be clicked. So the next thing we got to do is I'm just going to draw a line. So this is the good part. This is why I added the line function. Now we're just going to do line starting. The starting should be where it has 200 pixels, so it should be 600. And then 600, 0, and then should be at the bottom of the screen, so it'll be canvas height, but 600 canvas dot height. Let me just do that, and it's gonna be black. Now there's a. Why is that? It sort of looks gray-ish, and it doesn't look like it's enough. So I'm gonna make it 500. 500. So now it's a bit more room to add our shop to, and so Now we can click over here. We can click our buttons like add a cursor or increase our cookies per second. So the thing we need to do now is we need to create another box. So this is like the click and where we gotta do stuff here. So the first thing we gotta do is we now need to create another rectangle. And I'm just gonna copy and paste this. Another rectangle. It's gonna be right about here. So it's gonna be right here and right here. It's going to be about 550 to, and it's like 50 pixels down. It's not that big of a thing. It's gonna be 100, and it's going to be 100 pixels down. So it'd be 150. 150 would be 700. So that would be correct. Then it would be white. So we'd have that little. Let's see. Is it because there's like no, thing here? Okay, I guess we're gonna make it black. So where's the box? Black. So now there's a rectangle right here. We can click it. Does nothing right now, but we can fix that. So I think we want to do now is we're going to just do 200 so it's centered. My OCD is satisfied. There we go. So it's 200. We can click on it. We can add text to it. Hold on, let me add some text. So it'll be text like cursor, and then it's going to be 30 pixels, Arial, and then it's going to be, what is it? It's going to be 25 pixels, and it's going to be like 25, and then do whatever. So it'll be 575, 75, and then it's going to be what? Oh, that's a bit small. Okay, so we're going to make it 150. Control save. Oh, too much. 100. Okay, that's just good for now. So we got ourselves a button that says cursor. And so once we collect enough cookies, so we like, I don't know, 10 cookies and then cursor, it should subtract the amount of cookies that we had and it should give us some more cookies per second. So great, that's our plan right now, but we can make it more visual, we can add more stuff, like more like grandmas or everything. For right now, I'm just going to give you like a general concept and you can build on from this. I'm going to put the source code in the link and a link below so you can add on to this. And so, yeah. Man, I'm just talking way too much. How much time do we got here? About 30 minutes right now. So 30 minutes of raw footage is probably going to be like, I don't know, 20 minutes of actual footage that you're going to see. So the next thing you got to do is we are now going to create every time we're going to click it, which is if Control C, I'm just going to make another clicker thing. So if, so yeah, so we're going to copy paste these, which is right here. So if this is the rectangle that we want to press, which is 550, 50, it's going to be 200, so it'll be 750. Wait, no, it'll be 750 here. And then it's going to be 50 and 150. So what that does is, I'm just going to, so cookies plus equals that. I'm just going to say cookies minus equals that. That's just going to be our negative one. So we got ourselves like cookie, and then if we click this, we should lose a cookie. That means it's working. But what we need to do is we need to set the cookies per second to equal to 1. And so what that does is we have cookie and then cursor. And oh geez, that's gonna be a lot of ooh. We might wanna cause like turn this down a bit. So where we want like 1 frame, so it'll be like 1000 divided by, I don't know, just 1000. I'm just going to turn this to 1. 1 frame per second. So if we click this, it should turn to 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a bit slow for some reason. Oh, there we go. There we go. So now it's going up increasingly, but now we can't do that automatically. We need to make sure another feature. And cookies equal 10. Well, actually, we can make another variable because if you want to buy more, then you want to increase. It costs some more. So var limit, and so limit, and so we're gonna make that, and then cookies minus equals limit, and then limit's gonna be increase by 1.1 times equals 1.1. So it's going to increase. So what I'm going to do is, right now it looks good, like plus equals 1, because if you waste cookies. Oh, I'm getting tired. Anyways, so we're going to run this and we're going to like make some cookies, and so we can't press it yet because it hasn't reached the limit, which the limit, we haven't got a limit yet. So limit is going to equal to 10 at first. So, we can't click cursor yet, but once we got 10, I'm just going to click some few more times. It should be, 10. So if we get cursor, it should go back to 1 anytime soon. It's a bit slow for some reason. Let me see. Okay, cookies, which is, cookies equals limit equals 10. And cookies, okay. This shouldn't change. Hold on. Maybe if I look here. Okay, nothing, no errors. Oh, wait. Okay, so it's still working. Now, if I press cursor, it should subtract by the limit. Cookies per second plus equals 1. Cookies minus limit, minus equals limit. Limit times, okay. So, looks like nothing has changed yet. Pause. Okay, I'm back. So, what the problem was, it was wanting to ask, like, the direct cookie limit. So, you needed exactly 10 cookies to actually buy it. So, what you have to do is you gotta do greater than or equal to limit, because you don't want to do exact limit, because then you might have more cookies. So, like, now we're gonna say limit, and so it would be 11, and then, so, oh, jeez. Okay, so, I found an error. We might want to make this math.floor cookies, so it floors it. So now it's going to be a lot better. Wait, we need some cookies. Then a cookie. So it's 2. You can get more cookies. Okay, that's plus equals 1. Okay, so it's 2, and it shouldn't floor it. It works fine. Cursor's fine. Everything's fine. Now you can add more buttons. You can make this like more graphically better. But anyways, this is like the bare basics of Cookie Clicker. I'm not going to be continuing on this unless you want to see more like implementing stuff. But anyways, I think that'll be it for this coding challenge. I think it was like a total of 25, 30 minutes. It is a bit longer than most of my coding challenges that I do alone in my bedroom, sadly. Anyways, but that would be it for this. Oh, jeez. That'd be it. So, if you want to, like, share your version of Cookie Clicker from this bare minimum of Cookie Clicker, go on ahead. I'll be proud of you. So, yeah, that should be it. I will be posting the source code and the links below. And anyways, bye, I guess. Yay.